World number one Scottie Scheffler looks to bounce back this week on the PGA Tour. No better way to do that than be close to home. Same goes for a handful of other golfers this week in Fort Worth, including Jordan Spieth and Will Zalatoris. The last two guys made it to the weekend of the PGA Championship. It fell short to Justin Thomas. The reigning Masters champ did not even make it to the weekend. The Charles Schwab Challenge has a lot of local flair. Many of these guys making the 300-mile trek from Tulsa to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Here are their odds to win from CBS Sports. And we're going to add Ryan Palmer and Patrick Reed there with much longer odds this week. 7 of the top 10 finishers from the PGA Championship are in the 120-player field for the Charles Schwab Challenge that tees off today. All right, let's welcome in Doug Bell, who gave out his picks yesterday. Long shot. Yeah. And, of course, Kevin Kisner, Billy Horschel, the ultimate winner, of course. But how about the low Texan of the tournament there, Doug? If I were to ask you again from that list, who do you like?
Well, Tommy, it is interesting. That's one of the great side bets here at the Charles Schwab Challenge. And the history at this event, Ben Hogan going way back, won it 5 times, thus the moniker Hogan's Alley. Lee Trevino won it a couple of times, Ben Crenshaw. So Texans have played proudly and had success at the Charles Schwab Challenge. On that list, the guy that I really like, it's not Scottie Scheffler, it's not Jordan Spieth, although they will have big galleries walking with them from start to finish. How about Ryan Palmer? Born and bred Texan, went to Texas A&M University. This will be the 20th year that he's played the Charles Schwab Challenge. And Ryan Palmer is a member at Colonial Country Club. He has participated in the member-member. He's participated in the member guest. Plays there all the time. Knows the golf course so very well, but that sometimes adds pressure, obviously. He has 3 top 10s through the years. And his caddy, James Edmondson, is also a member. In fact, his caddy, James Edmondson, is a past club champion at Colonial. I think sooner or later, this combination of Ryan Palmer and his caddy, 2 members at Colonial, will cash in. I think he'll be the low Texan, and I think Ryan Palmer very well could knock on the door to win. Remember a couple of weeks ago with the AT&T Byron Nelson at TPC Craig Ranch, T5 for Ryan Palmer.
Love it. And if maybe 65-1 is not your speed, you can get him 7-1 to finish inside the top 10. So still a good payout there if you want to favor and follow Doug with Ryan Palmer. Let's talk about a couple of the groups in the late tee time window. Mito Pereira, Victor Hovland, Tom Hoge at 145 here. And all are expected to make the cut quite comfortably from odds makers. Doug, what do you make of this group? Of course, Mito coming just short there at the PGA a week ago.
And Mito is also a guy with Texas connections. He went to Texas Tech University. People don't realize that. Tom Hoge is a TCU guy, and TCU is just next door to Colonial Country Club. So there's some connections there. Of course, Mito, I think he's going to have a hangover from last week's loss. That final hole at the PGA Championship. He's never played Colonial Country Club either, never played the Charles Schwab Challenge. This is a golf course that I think pays off experience. For example, the horrible horseshoe. What are you going to hit off that 3rd hole, that very difficult par 4? Mito will have to somehow figure that out. Of course, he's playing with Victor Hovland, a guy who's 4th on the PGA Tour, averages 4.64 birdies per round, almost 5 birdies per round. Now, this is only the 2nd time that Victor's ever played the Charles Schwab Challenge. But if you're asking me of those 3 who emerges, I think it's obviously Victor Hovland. He's got the game right now. Right now, he's the consistently hot golfer among that trio. Tom's game has gone down a little bit. And again, I think Mito is going to have a hangover from last week.
And for Hovland, naturally, they're sitting at 18-1, the shortest odds among that group there. 11 minutes later, it's going to be Spieth, Homa, and Berger. Yeah. Berger winning this one a couple years back. Spieth won it in 2016, finished runner-up to Jason Kokrak last year. So when you look at this group, Doug, what stands out to you?
Well, what stands out, Daniel Berger has only played 3 tournaments since the Masters. He's had a bad back, missed the cut last week at the PGA Championship. So I think what you're dealing with Daniel Berger is an injured golfer, somebody who's trying to get healthy and trying to get it back as we get into really an incredible part of the season on the PGA Tour. A lot of big events. So Daniel's just trying to get it back. And even though he's had success at Colonial, at the Charles Schwab Challenge, his game right now just is not where it should be. He's hoping it gets better as the week goes on. As for Jordan Spieth, well, this might be his favorite golf course. Won here in 2016. has 3 other runner-up finishes, including last year to Jason Kokrak. Remember, he missed the cut at the Masters, and then very next week at the RBC Heritage, he came back and won. Didn't play particularly well last week at the PGA Championship, but I think when he comes back to Texas, his hometown, and plays in what could be his favorite tournament, I think that leads to success. There'll be big galleries following Jordan. He feeds off that excitement. So when you look at that threesome, and of course Max Homa is an emerging star on the PGA Tour, but he's only played this event 2 times. And I think experience pays off, which lends me back to Jordan Spieth. I think it's going to be a very big week for Jordan Spieth. Loves the golf course, loves the area, feeds off the crowd. Look for Jordan Spieth to be somewhere in the conversation, back 9 on Sunday.
Quickly before I let you go, tournament organizers, the par 3 13, trying to maybe encapsulate Waste Management. Nothing's going to be Phoenix 2.0, but what do you think about that?
Well, I like it, and it will be a lot of fun. No, it won't be anything like the Waste Management, but it is exciting, and the people feed off the energy there. You know, it's a neighborhood golf course, Colonial Country Club. People come in, they watch from the streets, they climb over the fence. That particular hole is going to be the party scene. It's going to be the place to congregate in Fort Worth, Texas. It'll be a lot of fun, and it's a very difficult par 3. I would say it's much more difficult than the one out in Phoenix. That is for sure.
All right, Doug Bell breaking it down. As always, Doug, certainly appreciate it. I want to remind you about our weekend coverage. So you notice Saturday, 5:30 Eastern. That's because we have the Champions League final on Saturday between Liverpool and Real Madrid. We're going to have a preview of that coming up later this hour. One more note, Justin Thomas, the PGA Championship winner, going to play the first 2 rounds in a group of defending Colonial champ Jason Kokrak and Scottie Scheffler.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.